Their gods were different. Their lives were different. They created the mystery of Stonehenge and made mistletoe a kiss of death. Condemned by Caesar, they took to caves, and 50 years after the death of Christ, they disappeared from the face of the earth. They were the Druids, the secret people, the sanguine blood eaters. Midnight was their sacred hour, and blood sacrifice under the full moon their religion. Today, when the moon is full and the wind moans through the rocks and caves in remote corners of the world, people say the sanguine Druids are worshipping again and preparing a new blood sacrifice.
Good luck, Cliff. Any news of Helen?
Not a word.
Been more than a week now.
Try 2 weeks.
Well, let's hope for the best. I'm sure you'll hear something soon.
Artie, I don't know where Helen is, and frankly, I'm not sure I care.
Oh, come on.
Good night.
Good night, Cliff. Looks like Cliff's ready for a breakdown.
Yeah. Shorty, can't you get a lead on where his old lady is?
Look, I'm just a deputy. When Chief Spano gets back from Capital City, we'll get started on it. I'm just trying to keep the peace.
You've been keeping this bar peaceful since the chief left.
Say, maybe she ran off with old Steve Whitaker.
Hey, where is old Steve anyway? I haven't seen him in, must be a few weeks now.
He's a weird old bird, and his wife's crazier than he is. What are you guys trying to do, make work for me?
Sorry, Shorty, we didn't mean to interrupt your drinking.
The guy I miss is old Jim Carey. He hasn't been in for a week now.
Wow. Another week without that sponge and you'll be going out of business.
Hey, Artie, speaking of the devil, here comes your best customer now, and boy, is he loaded.
Jim, you're kidding. Somebody help that man in here. Sounds like he needs a drink.
Aren't you glad we came out here?
Mm-hmm.
Even if your mind's back in the laboratory?
What? What are you talking about?
You know, this is the first time I've come out like this since I've been back from school.
Oh, it hasn't been that long, has it?
You know it has, Dawn. You've been cooped up with my father in that lab of his for the past 2 weeks.
You know, I've learned more in the last year with your father than in 4 years at the university.
You know, there are some things Daddy can't teach you. How are you going to learn them?
Oh, well, start in at the bottom.
Yes, and then what?
I'll work my way up. Either you're getting faster or I am slowing down.
You never get out. Pretty soon, you'll be just another frumpy old lab technician like Daddy. You've grown quite attached to Daddy, haven't you? I knew you would. You're quite a bit like him, you know.
You're just a pushover for pathologists.
I guess that's it.
You know, for a while, Jenny, I wasn't sure you were happy with the idea of my going into this field. But I made the decision, and you've been great. Really. You know, of course, there's not a whole lot of money in pathology.
Oh, I don't know. Daddy did art for me and Mom. He's been even more wonderful since she died.
Sure, but he's one of the best.
I think you're one of the best. Dawn, when are we going to make our announcement? Our announcement. Was they taking that proposal of yours too literally?
What? Oh, no, Jenny, you know we're going to get married soon.
The very thought of it makes you instantly grim, doesn't it?
It's not that.
I noticed it earlier today. You've been acting like everything is all right, but you've been faking, and I can tell. What is it?
It's just that I can't get the picture of that old man out of my mind.
Mr. Carey?
Shorty called up here for your father, but he was out in one of his walks, so I figured I'd better go down there myself. You wouldn't believe what I saw. That old Jimmy looked like he blew up. I don't know any other way to describe it.
I guess that's what happens when you drink your life away.
I don't think this had anything to do with alcohol. Frankly, it's got us all puzzled. I took a sample of his blood. Shorty let me do it, and your father is examining it. I don't know what we're going to find. I just wish Chief Spano were here.
They say nothing ever happens in Jefferson Valley. But it seems in the last few weeks there's been more to talk about than I remember since I was a kid.
What?
Cliff Strum's wife disappearing. People are curious why the Whitakers never come into town. I know they keep pretty much to themselves, but still, Sally Whitaker used to come by every Monday and give me some hints on good down-home cooking. Do you suppose something wrong with the Whitakers? Maybe we should go up there.
I wouldn't bother. They're getting old now, and besides, nobody could actually ever call them sociable.
Yeah.
Where have you two been? Never mind. Come down to the lab. You won't believe what's happening.
That sample of Carey's blood, it's undergone the most incredible transformation. It continues to remain in an unstable state and has been reproducing at a rate unlike any I've seen in 40 years of study.
You know, it does look like a little more than what I brought in last night.
Take the cover off that beaker. There is the sample.
Then what is this?
The merest fragment of what was left in the original test tube after I emptied it into the beaker. That, too, has been reproducing.
But what you're saying isn't possible.
I couldn't agree with you more, but there's the proof right before your eyes. It does give us a strong indication of what caused Carey's death, but for the life of me, I can't imagine what he could have been exposed to that could create such an unnatural condition.
What you're saying is that his hemostatic balance was so disturbed that
he blew himself to pieces. Obviously, there is some outside agent which has acted upon his blood cells, accelerating their standard growth pattern up into a wild rate.
I don't like the looks of this.
This will either be a major milestone in pathology or a major disaster to mankind. Don, let's work all night if we have to until we nail this thing down.
All right. I'm with you.
Tex, what the hell are you doing? Trying to put a hole in the floor?
The more I scrub this blood stain, the bigger it gets.
That's all the alcohol in Jimmy's system finally getting out.
That's not funny. The man's dead. You shouldn't talk like that. But I tell you, there's something funny about this blood. I'm not kidding. Ever since I saw that bright light out by Whitaker's, there's been a lot of monkey business going on in this town. All I know is what I saw. And I heard this crazy noise. And that's when I saw them. Must have been demons from hell. All kind of floating through the mist, shooting fire in the air.
And I bet you saw old Whitaker sitting at the controls of the spaceship with earphones on his head.
And his old lady shoveling coal on a boiler.
If I could have had a camera, I could have had a picture. And I bet I could get $1 million for that picture.
What do you think they do with that blood sample?
Hey, Shorty, why don't you call Anderson and find out?
If I wasn't so busy running the town, I'd drop by Willowbrook Road myself and see Roy personally.
Now that would be something. Roy Anderson, a top scientist in conference with Shorty Culp, Jefferson Valley's leading criminologist. You fellas all right?
Could you direct us to Willowbrook Road?
Oh, do you have to see somebody up there?
We have pressing business with one of the residents there.
Pressing business, eh? Oh, you guys are talented.
Hey, Sam, you made the pants too long.
Willowbrook Road. Yeah, you can walk there from here if you're not loaded like... Take Sprainbrook Road to the end, then bear left on Willow Pond Drive. Pond's only about 1,000 feet from there. Which house was it that you wanted?
Thank you. We'll find it. Your directions will be most satisfactory.
Our mission takes me to Willowbrook Road. You will report my movements to Creton. If they're on to something, Creton must be advised.
Amazing, isn't it?
At this rate of growth, within a week, the lab will be flooded with
human blood.
I can't help thinking we should report this to the state authorities.
I don't like it either. But remember our experiments. What we have in these beakers may provide a valuable clue to an eventual cure for that plasma disorder. Don, we may be on the brink of a great discovery.
There's some mighty unusual circumstances to Jim's death. Nobody up to now has used the word murder. And I don't necessarily mean murder in the natural sense. There's something about this that seems almost unearthly.
Did you hear something?
What are you doing? It's cold out here.
Buster, he's run off.
Nonsense. He's probably just chasing some wild animal. He'll be back.
Don, I was having the strangest dream. It was about Steve and Sally Whitaker. I can't really remember what was happening to them, but it seems they were calling out for my help.
You've been listening to the town gossip again. Look, everybody knows they keep to themselves. But with Helen Straw missing, they're throwing in the Whitakers for good measure. Why don't you take a walk over there sometime?
You're right. I should pay her a visit. Besides, I'm way overdue on bringing her cookbook back.
And you're way overdue for bed.
He's gone, Daddy. I fixed his breakfast over an hour ago. It's still sitting there. And you know he always eats his breakfast.
He'll come home when he's hungry. Some of my students are the same way.
Oh, Daddy, maybe someone's found him. You.
Good morning, Jenny. Is that coffee I smell?
What? Oh, yes.
Good morning, Don.
Good morning.
My, you're up early.
Well?
Oh, John, I'm sorry. Kate, I'll get you a cup.
She's very upset.
Right, but so am I.
Buster?
You know, there are blood stains down by the brook. It looks to me like there was some kind of struggle there last night.
Probably woodchucks. Is that all you're having for breakfast?
Oh, Don, can I get you eggs and bacon?
That sounds good. Now listen, after breakfast, why don't we jump in my car and drive through town and maybe we can find Buster?
How would you like your eggs?
Scrambled like you.
Oh, you.
See that? We're not married yet and already she's treating me like a husband.
Don't you wish?
Come here, you.
I'll get it.
Whoever did this, I'll kill him. Take care of her, Roy.
That dog meant the world to Jenny.
How'd she take it, Roy?
Strange, but I think she kind of expected it.
Does she know?
Oh, how can you tell a girl that a dog is not only dead, but that some fiend, something has drained every corpuscle of blood from its body?
Well, not quite. We got enough for a slide.
Have you analyzed it yet?
It's another case of marked accelerated progeneration.
Like Jim Carrey. There is absolutely no foundation in clinical pathology for this phenomenon. Nothing on Earth could possibly promote the cellular growth that we've seen in this laboratory. I'm afraid we're dealing with a force we know nothing about.
Melton, you're supposed to carry me over the threshold.
Oh, come on.
Come on, honey.
In that door.
Oh,
Jim!
They have a TV here. I told you this was a first-class motel.
Oh, Milton, this is the happiest day of my life. Oh, Milton. I am getting a little tired, though. Would you like to get ready for bed?
Don't you want to watch the Late Show, honey?
Milton, we just got married. We don't have to watch the Late Show anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay, hurry up.
Do you like it?
Oh, yeah. Are you finished in there?
Don't be too long, Milton. You wouldn't want someone to come through the window and carry me off, would you?
No, I wouldn't. I'm just gonna take a quick shower.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Do you need any help in there? I give great back rubs.
Take it easy, honey. We have a whole lifetime
I wish to God I knew. Why would somebody be trying to scare us like that? I put in a call to Chief Spano, and the phone lines to Capital City are down. They got hit pretty hard by that storm.
Buster, my little bear. Oh, Don, why?
Don! Come quick! You won't believe what's happening! I can't stop it!
Jontha de Danann, daughter of Fenian, child of Dawn, Droshe of Nemed, queen of the Sangroid. Your feast of Menanan grows near, and still we, your servants, have not your blood host. Be patient a bit longer, my queen unhurried. This time we shall be ready when your hour is at hand.
Egon has brought 2 more.
Pray forgive us, but not the host we seek.
This is but from 1. Were not 2 captured?
Aegon is processing the man. He was badly beaten and could not survive the reproductive effects of the Menanan cup. I sometimes feel Aegon's methods are rather excessive.
Perhaps, but his zeal knows no bounds. Have the woman processed as soon as the man is finished. Sontag, only a few precious days remain until the feast. Thrice before we have failed to provide our queen with a suitable host. Should we fail again, the Prince of Darkness may take her, and with her goes our own life force. She is the last queen of the Sangroid, and with her, as she passes into the underworld, if it happens, goes our own glorious race. Sontag, surely you can save us.
Cretan, I must confess, I enjoyed my years in this land. My work, my friends. It was as if I were one of them. No one knew the truth save for those whom I took for food. But when I felt my own life force ebbing, I knew you and the others had not found the host for Honorit. When you finally came to this place, my heart wept bitterly. But my Lord Druid, I know my duty. Do not fear. The Dana will live, and the Sangroid will be eternal.
Sontag, even if the Prince of Darkness burned the dun of this one more time, we cannot continue to exist here on the poor blood these people offer. The people who own this farm, that woman Strom, the drunkard who escaped. I cannot forgive Egon his negligence in leaving that man unguarded while he set forth to satisfy his own gluttonous appetites. But should we find the host, there will be no further need for this secondary nourishment. Our queen will breathe her own life into her people and smite her enemies with the simple touch of her hand. Aegon, Aqua, Henet, all of you out! Find the one we seek, the one whose blood does not respond to the fruit of Menanan, the one with the strength to resurrect the queen of the Sangroid.
I thought I told you to get a good night's sleep.
Has it begun to recede yet?
No, it's still maintaining the same level. However, at least we've arrested the hemostatic growth. But it still remains dangerously unstable. My thought is that it could go either way. We've got to try to find a way to reverse it back to that original sample by finding a reagent.
How's our girl this morning?
Oh, much the same.
Were you having any luck getting through to Capital City?
Well, the operator said not before this evening. Where'd you get that?
Oh, I found it in the woods. I was looking for Buster.
Yeah? How unusual. Strange alloy of some kind. You know, I can't identify this metal. It's quite heavy for its size, and yet it's too hard for lead.
I thought I'd give it to Jenny as a pendant.
Was this found near the scene of the struggle?
Yes, right near there.
There's a fellow on the faculty at the university by the name of Kinski who has a hobby of identifying this kind of artifact. I'll give him a ring. Maybe he'll come down and have a look at it.
Cameron here. Yes, Anderson, how are you? Yes, Kinski did have this office, but he left on some sort of research project about a month ago. No, I'm sorry. You know how secretive he is about his work.
Well, did he leave a number where we could reach him? Yes, it is rather important. Why do you ask?
He left us very specific instructions not to disturb him. But I'm sure he wouldn't mind hearing from you. Just give me a minute to find it.
$462-783, right? Thanks, Cameron. I'll be seeing you. Old Kinski's off on one of his field trips, but I did get a number where he could be reached.
Yes?
Hello, Kinski. This is Roy Anderson.
How did you find me? Why, yes, of course it's good to hear from you, but I've only a minute. An artifact. Can you describe it? Yes, I'd like very much to look at it. In fact, I'm not too far from you. I'll drive over this evening.
Ah, that's wonderful. We'll be expecting you.
With whom were you speaking?
While Aegon was slaughtering that dog for his perverse pleasures, he managed to lose the key of Melanon.
That stupid, blundering fool. Without that key, we cannot continue to supply the blood from those who give it to us. Nor can we determine the true host. Aegon! Aegon!
Creton, my lord. Druid of the Sungroid.
The key of Melanon.
I seem to have misplaced it.
Then to the processing chamber with you until you can remember it. And if you cannot, then you will be feeling the hot breath of the prince of the underworld this night.
No, Creton, I will get it back.
No, my lord, our numbers are too few already. I will retrieve the key.
Excellent, Sontag. The key for Aegon's life. But how do you propose to find one small key in the dense fields traveled by Aegon in his unquenchable thirst for blood? Blood for his own addictive needs.
My lord, have mercy.
I've already made arrangements with the man who possesses the key. Fortunately, he's an old colleague of mine here, and I should get it from him without any hesitation.
Fine, Sontag. You can make up for the mistake made by this blundering fool. Even now, as we waste time on you, our queen on it hungers for the blood host only we can provide. This hand of Satan is clutching at her throat. All of you out! Find the blood host that we need!
These bushes. What the hell?
We're lost in the waves, adrift in the night, on a raft made of stars. We're floating unseen as we search for our dreams.
I've been thinking about Sally Whitaker. I think I'll go up there. Besides, I owe her that cookbook.
Look, I don't want to sound melodramatic, but I'd prefer if you didn't go anywhere for a few days, at least until the chief gets back.
Yesterday you thought it was a good idea.
I know, but...
We interrupt our regular programming to bring you this important bulletin. A double kidnapping has taken place at the Cozy Rest Motel in Jefferson Valley. According to hotel management, a room occupied by newlyweds Mr. and Mrs. Milton Greenman was discovered in disarray by cleaning woman Sally Raderman. Miss Raderman described the room as a bloody mess. The couple had disappeared, and evidence of foul play could be found from one end of the blood-strewn room to another. Blood covered all the bathroom fixtures. Judging by the clothing found in the room, the Greenmans were in their nightclothes when the crime took place. Deputy Sheriff Shorty Culp, in charge in the absence of Chief Spano, who was attending the Rogers trial in Capital City, responded to our WJEV news call with the following statement.
I have no comment to make until the chief gets back from Capital City.
For further bulletins, stay tuned to...
Oh, Don, what now?
Now you are going to bed.
I couldn't agree with you more.
That's the way it goes every time.
Oh, look who's here.
Good evening, Dr. Kinsky. How are you?
Good evening, Jenny. You're looking more lovely than I remember you.
Why, thank you. Daddy, how are you this evening?
Tell me, did you have a nice time?
Yes. But don't let me keep you too. Good night.
Good night, dear.
Jenny. Now, getting back to this trinket, Roy, and that's all it really is. I'll take it back with me and have the metal analyzed since you're so interested. Sorry I can't tell you that it's some rare relic from the Mayans, but I'm afraid it's just a cheap copy from some penny arcade.
Good night, Kinsky. And be sure to call me if you learn anything.
talking.
I'm sorry I startled you. You're all out of breath. What are you doing out here? I thought you were going to bed.
Oh, I couldn't sleep. Oh, and that animal frightened me. I'll just hurry on home.
Your father would be very worried.
Was that the drifter?
Yes. He has spun his last tale. Were you successful? Excellent. Excellent. Now come, let us prepare for the repast. The drifter has brought a fresh supply of blood, and Aegon said it is bountiful.
How's it feel to be a radio star?
It's doing my job. Part of a deputy's work as protector of the people. Seems like everybody in Jefferson County heard me on the radio.
Have you got any leads on those honeymooners?
Yeah, I'm asking a few questions, putting the pieces together, you might say. I'll have a full report for George when he gets back. Between the two of us, we'll close the case in a couple of days.
Oh, yeah? What did you find out?
Well, we know who they were. We have their pictures, and I know that they just got married.
Yeah. So?
Well, we're taking it from there.
You don't know any more now than you did this morning.
What do you mean? I know things I can't reveal in the bar.
Give him another drink and he'll tell all.
It's my theory that it was a lover's quarrel. He made some smart remark and she beat his head in.
That's some theory, Shorty. Here, have another drink.
Say, did you ever find anything about that blood sample they took from Jim?
I called Anderson, but he wouldn't tell me anything over the telephone. He thinks I'm some kind of moron or something. It's a telephone, I get that. Hello, police annex. Deputy Culp at the bar. Oh, hello, George.
Listen, you dummy, I'm down for my last dime. I've been trying to get a hold of you all day. I called all over town. Why ain't you in the office? Never mind, I don't want to hear your excuses. What's going on up there? I go away for 3 days, the place turns into a madhouse.
Give him hell, Shorty.
I can't get through tonight. I got a motel room here. I'll try to get through tomorrow. And you better be sober when I arrive.
Chief, good to hear from you. Where are you? Thank heavens. Madhouse is hardly the word for it. Can you come up here right away? Wonderful. I'll be waiting. Glad you're here, Chief. Come on in. Jenny's got the coffee on.
Welcome back, Chief.
Hi, Jenny. How you been? Where's Buster? They say something wrong?
Come sit down, Chief. I'll fill you in from the beginning. Last Monday, old Jim Carey dropped dead.
You were lucky to arrest it.
We worked half the night to stop it, but we still don't know the cause. We can't be sure it won't act up again. It's still very unstable.
I'm most sorry I came back. And now this thing with Tex. You know, Roy, all this funny business started with the Whitakers. Maybe I should start my investigation up there.
I only hope she imagined that scream she heard.
I'll go up there in the morning and get to the bottom of this.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, I'm looking for the Whitakers.
Sorry, you're a few weeks too late. They've gone to California on an extended vacation. They were good enough to lease this place to me while they were away. I beg your pardon. My name is Woodrow Kinski. We're doing research here on a university grant.
Yes, I've heard Professor Anderson speak of you. But he didn't mention that you were here.
Oh, well, I only told the university people. I like to work in complete privacy.
Just what kind of work is it that you do?
Well, at present, we're investigating the causal factors involved in the atomic breakdown of non-ferrous metal alloys when subjected to excessive bombardment from solar waves in the omega grouping.
Oh, I think I understand. Well, anyway, I'm sorry to interfere with your work. It's just that I was a little concerned about the Whitakers, and I just wanted a little look around.
If it'll make you feel better, you're welcome to come inside.
That won't be necessary. I'll be on my way. Sorry to bother you. Oh, one thing. When will the Whitakers be back?
Well, they left no definite date, but I expect to hear from them shortly.
I think you hit on something.
I wish I'd thought of it before. By accident, there was some green dye on this last slide that mixed with the blood. When I looked at it, there it was, big as life.
But what is it?
Have a look.
You reversed it.
A simple mixture of iodine and household ammonia. Hello? Yes, Chief. Kinski? That's certainly very odd. He was here just the other night and he never meant. Oh, I see. Well, I knew he was working on something or other. Strange he didn't tell me. Did you notice anything else? California. Okay. Thanks for calling. Kinski's doing his experiments at the Whitakers. They've evidently leased him the place and gone off to California on a vacation or something.
Der Feuerpark says start it.
What? Look, I want to speak to
Dr. Kinski.
There is no Kinski here.
Is this 462-783?
Give me that, you. Hello? Oh, Roy, how are you? I hope you weren't alarmed. My students were having some fun. What's on your mind? Yes, I've been working at the Whitakers. No, I didn't mention it to you. Truthfully, I'd just as soon no one knew the nature of what we're doing here. No, Roy, nothing so glamorous, but we have been working with atomic bombardment, and you know how that sounds to lots of people. So you can see we really do want to work in privacy.
That's fine, Kinski. Good luck with your work. Is it going well, I hope?
Well, what did he say?
He said his work goes well.
Hello? No, Mr. Walsh. Still no word on your daughter. But we do have an APB out to all law enforcement agencies in the state. You told me yourself she had an argument with her mother and ran off. She's probably pouting somewhere trying to wake up the courage to call you. The best thing you can do is wait for her call and leave the rest to us. Fine.
You did it.
I suggest we get started on finding the agent which caused this.
All right, let's get right at it.
Have you forgotten? You have a date with Jenny this afternoon.
That's right, I forgot.
Don, Jenny needs you. I know the work here is very interesting.
Right, I know I've been neglecting her lately.
Good. Let's call it a day.
Now, don't forget, 1/6 of the ammonia solution and a
Would
little
you
bit...
let him free? He's mine this afternoon.
Hey, you're chipper today.
Where are you two off to?
Oh, a little drive, and then some romance to catch up on. Hey, listen, artifact back from Kinski, did you remember?
Oh, my God. I really am the absent-minded professor. You know, I saw Kinski just the other day, and I forgot to ask him. I'll call him.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you two go off and have fun, huh?
See you later.
Yeah, I know all about it. Give me Professor Kinski. Coming. Ah, Kinski. I was just calling you. Please come in. Yes, I got the usual double talk from one of your students before he hung up on me.
Were you calling about the artifact? That's why I'm here.
Good. Tell me what you learned about it.
It's as I suspected. Just another cheap trinket from some penny arcade.
Oh, well, perhaps it'll make a nice decorative pendant for Jenny.
Oh, I'm sorry I threw it away. I didn't know you wanted it.
Oh, that's a shame, but no loss. So, how's your work going?
Well, we've had a few unscheduled interruptions, but we can overcome that.
Could I fix your drink? What would you like?
I'll have a Bloody Mary. Tell me of your work, Roy. What have you been up to?
Oh, a little of this and that. Currently, I have a young man named Don Tucker who's been helping me. He's doing a paper on abnormal blood diseases.
Oh, are you working at the university?
Oh, no, in my own lab downstairs.
Oh, I'd like very much to see it.
Well, there really isn't very much to see. Your health?
I'd still like very much to see that laboratory.
Oh, very well. This way.
Excuse me. I'll get that. You go ahead, Don. Hello? Ah, Cameron, how are you?
I have that information for you about registration.
Good. I'll see you on the 14th.
By the way, Roy, the strangest thing happened the day I gave you Kinski's telephone number. About an hour after you called, he called to tell me he couldn't work properly where he was, and that he was moving his research team out to some lab in Pennsylvania. I think he was a little angry when I told him I'd given you his number.
Pennsylvania? That's impossible.
Obviously it is. I received a postcard from him this morning.
Oh, that's very strange. Oh, I'm glad you told me. I'll tell you later.
Be seeing you. I'd be careful of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to touch your things.
We spent many hours developing it. Please put it back where you got it.
Well, what is it?
Well, among other things, it reverses the growth of blood cells.
Oh, how clumsy me. I'm terribly sorry.
No concern. There's plenty more.
Oh, how fortunate for you.
I was just talking with Cameron. He told me a very interesting story.
Oh, Cameron, I just sent him a postcard from Pennsylvania.
Were you in Pennsylvania?
Just for a day. I delivered a lecture down there. What was this interesting story you were going to tell me?
Oh, it really wasn't important.
Don, you sure you don't mind going?
Of course not. Besides, I haven't been to Capital City in months.
Now, when you get to the clinic, be sure to give this sample to Dr. Abbott. He's expecting you.
Right. I'll call you this evening.
Jenny's talked me into taking her to the movies this afternoon. We should be back before 6.
Okay, I'll phone you at 6 on the dot.
Now, drive carefully.
Ah, the fruits.
I'm afraid my professor friend has learned too much. He's discovered an effective chemical reagent for the fruit. He must be eliminated along with his lab and all his associates.
That can easily be arranged. Hey, Don!
What time did Don say call?
6 o'clock. I told you there was no reason for us to leave before the end of the film.
Oh, Daddy, no, the butler did it.
Well, at least we'll have a quiet evening at home.
have the pleasure of the famous Professor Anderson. Or should I say the meddling Mr. Anderson?
Kinski, what's going on here? What are you doing today?
He is not Kinski. He is Sontag, a druid of the Sangroids who lived among you until our time was at hand. Tonight strikes the hour for the Feast of Menanon, the 1st of May. Unless your daughter responds favorably to the cup, we will fail to provide a blood host for our queen, and the prince of the underworld may claim his right to take her.
Something terrible's happened to Roy and Jenny. They've disappeared and the house looks like a cyclone hit it.
When did you see them last?
This morning, before I left to Capital City. They've disappeared, though. We gotta find them. Well, let's go!
Go where?
I found this at the house. Does it mean anything to you?
Let's get car.
Your daughter has drunk deeply of the fruit of Menanon. I believe you have seen how it works on normal blood cells, driving their hemostatic growth up to 1,000 times their normal growth rate. The secret lies in the key, which has been passed on through the millennium from druid to druid. The only one who will not respond to its magic shall be the host. Test the girl.
I wish Shorty was here. But he's so bloody drunk, I wouldn't trust him with a gun.
Stop, right here.
My Lord Creton!
She is! She is! The blood host We have been spared in the 11th hour. Prepare for the feast. For tonight I will take my bride, and the strain of our race will continue. And woe be to your enemies, for you shall smite them. Drink deeply unhurried and return to us.
Another week and you'll be good as new. And in 2 weeks, you'll be Mrs. Dawn Tucker.
I'm so glad this nightmare's over.
Dawn! Come quickly. You won't believe what's happening.